I don't know what happened. The school department has not shared very much information with us. As you know, the school's run by the state, not by the city right now.
Providence Mayor Brett Smiley says even he was kept in the dark on the internet outage that we now know was a cyber ransom demand.
Financially, they have property here and they would continue to pay taxes. And then it would be a tangible loss and, probably a little over $1 million. But it's really about keeping them here.
And can Pawtucket keep Hasbro from going the way of the Paw Sox? And if not, does Providence have a spot that's better than Boston's?
Holding the powerful accountable from Washington, D.C. to right here in southern New England. This is 10 News Conference with Gene Valicenti.
And good morning, everyone. I'm Gene Valicenti. This is 10 News Conference with another week's worth of Washington Bridge news. All right, let's lead off with Rhode Island Senator Jack Reed on the radio with me on WPRO. On Rhode Island, grabbing about 20% of that special grant program to build the westbound replacement.
This grant is going to be very important. It gives immediately the state resources to start planning, ordering material, doing things they might otherwise be unable to, and we hope compressing the timeline. This is a down payment, and we're not going to stop here.
I know a little bit about how this works because I happen to be a captive seatmate of Governor Sondland when he was flying down to ask Senator Lautenberg about getting money. And Sondland said, you never ask for the whole thing. You get some money and you come back the next year, and this is how the process works. So asking for $225, Senator, that's just the way you do it. You ask for a lot of money for your house, knowing that you're probably only going to get half of what you asked for. Is this like the way it works?
It works that way in many respects. First of all, I think the state made an estimate of how much they overall needed, and of course that's still subject to final analysis. And then they tried to get as much as they thought they could get from the federal government, and I think it set a goal for us, which is good. If we reach 225 and we can still get resources, we won't stop there. But it's, I think, a reasonable share of the project for the federal government to bear.
Now, getting the balance of it, let's say it is north of $400 million. Look, I don't know, it could go a lot more than that. We have the contracts aren't in yet. Senator, where do we get the rest of it? What's your plan? Where do you go?
Well, we go back to the Department of Transportation, and so we'll use all of our leverage, if you can, to get as much money as the state needs as we can get.
Do you have any concerns that you won't get enough money for this? If Trump gets in, you'll have to do more horse trading, but you've got leverage too. He's going to need things from you. Do you have any concerns that we're not going to get what we need to replace that bridge?
No, we have to replace the bridge. We'll get it done. I think long term, it's really asking for money directly to the federal government, then using, if we have to, the borrowing power of the state. They can go ahead and borrow funds with federal guarantees and other provisions. We're going to get that bridge rebuilt.
Senator, this hand-wringing then, I assume you're not wringing your hands. I mean, look, Trump could be a little bit of an extra lift for you if he gets in. He's not going to be quite as friendly, I don't think.
We would have liked the whole requested amount of $225 million, but, having been down here, we were quite pleased that this money was substantial and it was timely. One of the things I think involved in last week's announcements was a message from the Department of Transportation. You're top of our list among projects, thousands of projects all over the country. Rhode Island got $125 million. Secretary Buttigieg has been up here personally. Director of the Federal Highway Administration has been here numerous times. They get it. It's right on their radar screen. And as I said, I spoke to him after the announcement, thanked him, and then said, I reminded him that in the military, he served in the Navy, the reward for good work is more work. So, Secretary, we need more money. And he said, listen, we're looking, and there are options, and we're exploring them aggressively.
Are you satisfied with the way the state is handling this process? Some people have been talking about getting the Army Corps of Engineers involved. You're Mr. Army, so go ahead and address that.
People have some reference to the Corps of Engineers bridges because of the Sagamore and Bourne bridges. That project was built in the New Deal in the 1930s. The whole canal was built by the Corps of Engineers, and as an adjunct, the bridges were built, and they just assumed authority back in the 30s for the bridges. So that is a project that's a Corps of Engineer project. Federal highways are the Federal Highway Administration and Department of Transportation. So the Corps, the only responsibility of the Corps is to make certain determinations because the a span goes across a waterway, and they have to certify certain things. But it's strictly a part of the process of certifying the demolition and the construction. They have no responsibility or legal authority to put funds into that. So we are looking at the Department of Transportation as the sole major federal funder.
So apart from channel concerns, the Army Corps of Engineers will not be involved in this project, and that's the way it works. Am I hearing that from you, Senator Reed?
Yes, exactly. This is not a core project. They have other projects in the state, which we continue to ask them to help, and they do in many cases. The funding for this bridge and the responsibility at the federal level for the bridge is with the Department of Transportation.
Senator Reed, thanks. I'll let you go. See you soon.
Thank you.
Senator Reed on the radio with me. On Connect to the Capitol with Dan Janing at 5:30, Governor McKee addressed the pause in demolition.
We know that they've indicated that they want to protect the evidence, right, preserve the evidence. So we're working with them. DOT's working with the legal team to do that. We also are doing preparation work so that there is continuous work going on. It's just not impacting the areas where they want to protect the evidence.
Have you talked to the Attorney General? Are you cooperating and trying to help with his investigation?
Yeah, our offices and of course the attorneys that we brought on, right, Mac Wistow, John Savage. They're really running the operation in cooperation with the Attorney General. We think that was a thing to do, right, because the Attorney General is in a spot where that office does follow through on these type of lawsuits.
Right. I want to talk to you about the eastbound side. We first reported that internal DOT documents say that the eastbound bridge was becoming considerably sensitive, and I'm wondering where you are on that. You've been briefed. How do you feel about it based on what you've been told?
Yeah, so I think we feel very confident that the bridge is in the condition that can handle the traffic that's flowing.
For a long time?
Yes, and we also are doing the next inspection there to kind of monitor it is I think mid-October. Yeah. So we'll have regular type of that type of the sensitivity there was just again a precautionary measure. We know that that's the only transportation area.
Right. So nothing structural that you're concerned about right now.
No, I'm concerned about many things about the bridge.
Not that.
That's not one of them.
Is the monitoring system in place now on the eastbound side? The bridge monitoring system that was a big issue a couple of weeks ago. Do you know?
I believe that it is, yes.
Okay, all right. I wanted to ask you about the bridge versus the bidding process. Where are we in the bidding process, and are you getting as many bids as you want?
So the bidding process is we're ready to go out for the RFP. Okay. We may I think that we're going to have certain announcements. I'm heading here to actually a call on that very issue with DOT in terms of what that timing is. So we're very close to kind of moving out. We're going to identify contractors that will be able to do the work that we need to do, and we're trying to get it done as quickly but as safely as we possibly can do.
Right. It's all about accountability. Our viewers are frustrated, and we know, I believe, that you inherited this bridge problem. Do you ever get to a point where you walk in and say, listen, let's just get it done for the taxpayers?
Well, we're doing that every day, and I'm doing that. I may not be volatile in front of the camera.
You can be.
But I can be. But the fact of the matter is, and we're doing the work. Look, $125 million mega grant came in because we were working with the president, working with the White House, working with our congressional.
You still need more, though, right? You're going to get that.
We believe that there's still another bite of the apple that potentially could come based on what Senator Reed is telling us. But we're going to find as many options we can to bring those dollars in. So to answer your question, yes. Is it frustrating for the people that have to deal with it? The bureaucracy is slow, and the procurement process is one that's set up to protect the taxpayers. In the end, we'll get it done in a way that will be the quickest but the safest way possible. And we're bringing in all the resources we possibly can so that we're very confident that the taxpayers are not going to have to bear the brunt of any tax increases because of the bridge.
All right. I want to get to Hasbro quickly. Big company reportedly looking out to go to Massachusetts possibly. You've met with the CEO. You've met with them. Did they tell you what they don't like about this area and what you can do to keep them?
I think they were on the record years ago before the COVID. I actually have had conversations with Secretary Raimondo about this very issue. She actually stepped in and helped with the mega grant, so we're appreciative of that. They have ideas of what they're looking to step into a new space, wherever that might be. We think it should be either in Pawtucket, certainly if we could find a place in Pawtucket.
Or somewhere else.
Or in the state.
Right.
And
plenty of land.
So we're all in on it. That's why I had the speaker at the meeting. I informed the Senate
Did you get
president.
a good feeling?
I did, because what we asked for was time.
Right.
And even though we're on a short leash here, in terms of time, we're going to be able to meet that. And we've already started to meet with key players, people who are, could play an influence on the decision that's made with the CEO.
All right.
And so those meetings are going to be continuous until we provide a plan. And we're determined that that plan is going to work. The Speaker, myself, the Senate President, determined to make it happen.
All right, the governor on NBC 10 News at 5:30 last week. On Ask the DOT with me every Thursday on the radio, DOT Director Peter Ralvidi confirms those bids, that second round of bids to get somebody to build the bridge, are soon to go out.
We are finalizing the preparation of the bid packages for the new bridge reconstruction, and that'll be coming out soon. We're also working with the attorneys and the governor's office to get the evidence that needs to be preserved for the attorneys preserved in a way that will aid them in executing their case.
You got surveys back from the bridge building companies. This is what they need to submit a bid. You've gone over that. You said you really can't tell me that because it's competitive between the companies, what they're asking for. But now you're ready to put these bid packages out, so you hopefully get people to bite. Is that where we stand? And could you give me a timetable on when they might bite?
I always hesitate on giving timetables because if I'm a day or two off, it creates confusion. Generally, but I can say that we're getting to the point where we're finalizing the wording in the new RFQ and RFP process, and we will be issuing that soon.
So can you tell me what's different about this new one going out than the old one, what you've tinkered with, what you've changed? I think that might make news, and since you're at the end of that process, I don't think it's going to be a competitive issue.
It's always a competitive issue when we talk about things that are going to be in a procurement package for purchasing sake before we actually give it to everyone. We're finalizing that. We're fine-tuning it now, but there were a lot of things that we found out about risk, about timing, about scheduling, about costs, about the responsibilities, the scope of the work that would have to be done. We learned a lot of important things from the various companies that participated. We've incorporated all of those ideas, all of them, into the new rewrite in an effort to make sure that we get a robust turnout for this and get good competition for the new bridge reconstruction.
Risk, timing, cost, responsibility, these are all things that'll be changed in the new RFP compared to the old one, and you hope to get somebody to bite. Okay, demolition paused to preserve evidence. You referenced that. When does demo start up again?
We are working daily with the attorneys on the team, on the state's team, with the governor, his staff, and our engineers are working with their engineers to create a protocol to make sure that this evidence is preserved so that we can do both. We can preserve the evidence for the case, and we can continue the demolition very quickly and get back to work and get this bridge demolished and get the new one up. Everybody is working, all hands on deck. We're paying very close attention to making sure we maintain certain time frames, and everything is moving forward.
Days or weeks, Peter?
There are still some things that we're finalizing, but I would say closer to the days than weeks, yes.
Now, you mentioned that you snapped 4 other bridges into place, including the Elmwood Avenue overpass. Apart from this particular Washington bridge, the other work has to continue around the state.
There's another one. That was the 4th bridge in 6 weeks that our folks, along with the contractors and construction tradespeople out there, did a great job. We built 4 bridges over the weekend. This was one of them. Over one weekend, we built an entire bridge over 95. In this case, 2 weekends. But this is a project that is the first of 15 bridges that we just got a $250 million grant for maybe 8 weeks ago. And within 8 weeks of receiving the $250 million, we put the first of the 15 bridges in the ground. Done. Finished. And we're looking forward to doing more of those over the next year. So real proud of both the contractors, the construction folks that worked on the job, and the DOT project managers for getting that done so effortlessly with a minimal amount of impact on 95. This is the kind of thing that could have caused congestion for several years on 95. Instead, they figured out a way to get it done over a weekend.
All right, Peter Ralvidi on the radio with me every Thursday on WPRO. Coming up, sure as summer gives way to fall, seasonal concerns for the homeless are in the news again.
Thank you for turning to 10, your news leader. 10 News Conference with Gene Valicenti continues right now.
Fresh from the state clearing out 2 encampments by the convention center comes the seasonal concern for the homeless out in the cold, as NBC 10's Katie Benoit reports.
It's incredibly concerning.
The number of people living on the streets in Rhode Island is up by about 35% from last year. That's according to the point-in-time count led by the Rhode Island Coalition to End Homelessness.
We simply have an overwhelming demand for shelter, but we don't have enough shelter beds.
NBC 10 was there in January as outreach workers like Trip McCreary visited homeless encampments to check on people and bring them supplies. He says the numbers aren't surprising.
Unfortunately expected. Obviously, there's a number of affordable housing related instances that reflect those numbers. Certainly, cost of living is up.
In 2023, the survey found more than 1,800 people were unhoused in Rhode Island. This year, there were more than 2,400.
It's really more likely an undercount than an overcount.
What's the sense out there right now?
The sense is that, the cold weather's arriving soon, meaning a lot of people ask about options.
Meanwhile, the state is still searching for a permanent housing secretary after Stephen Pryor stepped down in July. Governor Dan McKee says a handful of people locally have been interviewed.
We're pleased that Danny Connors, who's acting there right now, is really is doing a really strong job there. But we also want to have Danny go back to EOHSS, in terms of being chief of staff there. So it's coming.
Advocates say while conversations have been good, there is concern about how long it's taking to find a permanent leader.
We're really hopeful that, though, a permanent secretary can be named so that we can have that position, particularly going into the legislative session.
Katie Benoit, NBC 10 News.
Well, meantime, that pallet shelter that the state built is still not open, having run into permitting problems. And the governor is soon to close on an old nursing home to fill the gap in shelter space. Coming up, Mayor Brett Smiley talks about clearing out encampments, the internet outage, and efforts to keep Hasbro from leaving Rhode Island. On Ask the Mayor with me on the radio, Brett Smiley addressed homelessness, the internet outage, and keeping Hasbro in Rhode Island. Also, yes, we talked about the bridge. First, over by the convention center, the state finally got around to clearing out 2 encampments that neighbors had been complaining about.
It requires constant effort. That site in particular, it's it's under 95. It's on a slope. We need to figure out how to secure that site better because there's no fencing. It's really unsafe. There's, as you know, the 95 viaduct project's been going on forever. There's construction occurring nearby, which is not a safe place to be. And so I'll be working with Larry to figure out how to better secure the site to try to stop the folks from coming back so frequently. We are patrolling it daily now. As Larry mentions, folks came back. We cleaned it up same day. It's only been a series of hours that people were there, but it is a real problem. It's something that we spend, as you rightly point out, a lot of time and energy on, a lot of resources on, and we're going to stay on it. We're not going to take our eye off the ball. We're not going to allow these to become permanent encampments in the city. As you know, that is not my policy, and we are managing them. As the season starts to turn, there's a history here. Folks who prefer to live on the streets as opposed to shelters will go back into the shelters as the weather gets cold. And then in the spring, it'll become more acute again. And none of this is going to stop. The cycle isn't going to stop until we have more housing options available. That's the root cause.
You've got your pallet shelter village. It's built, okay?
But not occupied.
But not occupied. Why?
Right. You're asking the wrong guy. The city's approval on the pallet shelters were provided in April. We're sitting here in September. We're done. We've done our part. We've signed off on it months ago. The state had additional approvals, concerns, licensing requirements, and I keep getting assurances that it'll be open by wintertime. I think that is a part of the solution. Those are an option that is not available in Rhode Island currently, but they do them around the country, and they've had success.
You get along with the governor, right?
Yeah.
Have you called him up and said, come on, let's go? You're the governor, I'm the mayor. Between the two of us, we have enough power to cut through whatever red tape there is and open the pallet shelter.
I've talked
$4 million has been spent on that place.
I've talked to the housing department about it. I've talked to the Department of Business Regulations because they're the ones that are doing the licensing. And my perspective is, they had some concerns about fire code and everything. And we want people to be safe. But these are folks who are otherwise living in encampments. So it seems to me, as you say, we should have a waiver. We should have an exception. We should give them some sort of limited pass because the alternative for the folks who will be housed is much less safe. Let's just get it going.
Demolition has been paused on the bridge. Do you want to say anything about the bridge?
I think there's plenty of time for accountability and oversight and recouping insurance claims or what have you. But every one of those things creates a delay. I think the most important thing for commuters, for the business owners in my city, for the parents trying to get their kids to school and nurses trying to get work at the hospitals is just to fix the damn bridge. So let's focus on that, and then the day of reckoning can come another day.
Do you want to scream and yell at the governor? Do you want to scream and yell at Peter Alviti? Do you want to join the chorus of critics? What do you want to do?
I'm not really a screamer or yeller. What I want to see is the jackhammers start back up again, finish the demolition, award the contract, and get going. We got this great federal grant thanks to the governor's advocacy and, of course, our federal delegation. Jack Reed's ability to bring back money to the state is phenomenal. $125 million to go towards the bridge, which is not going to come out of our state or local taxes. And my understanding is that they've got applications in for more funding through other pots of money.
Hasbro, they're going to leave us. It sounds like they're going to go up to Boston. There's an effort to push them to stay. I even heard that a piece of property in your city might come up, but down by the 195 over by Brown. What do you know about this plan to entice Hasbro to please stay?
We should, as a state, be doing everything we can to get Hasbro to stay. They're an anchor in our business community. I think Mayor Grebian deserves a chance to see if he can keep them in Pawtucket. It is a Pawtucket-based business, but if that is not going to happen, we should be doing everything collectively to keep them in Rhode Island. Of course, I'd be happy to have them in Providence and staying in close touch with the governor and the Commerce Corporation to see how we can be of assistance.
You have a spot in mind?
I think there are a couple spots in Providence that we could make a very compelling case to have a better location for less money than Boston, and I would love to have a chance to have that competition.
Just the parcel down by the 195, is there another spot in town I know about, an open area you could build? It sounds like they want an office tower. World-class place.
So 195 is clearly sort of the most dynamic and exciting part of the Providence business community right now, but I also know that transportation access matters to these folks, and there are also development parcels available in what we call Capitol Center, which is the area adjacent to the train station, which might be convenient for some of their employees.
Your schools lost internet for about a week and a half. They got it back. Not all of it, by the way. I'm getting complaints from teachers still not back. Were they held hostage? What went out? And don't we deserve to know what happened over there, Mayor? They're being very tight-lipped. What happened, Mayor?
We do deserve to know what happened, and I don't know what happened. The school department has not shared very much information with us. As you know, the school's run by the state, not by the city right now. There's only one link between the schools and the city in terms of IT infrastructure, and that's our accounting system. In an abundance of caution, we severed that link so that our computers didn't have any issues. The city computers do not have any issues. There is not a lot of information that we have. We have offered help. We have provided resources. We provided some hotspots and some laptops and some iPads. But I've also heard from teachers, and teaching is a hard job, and this has only made it harder.
Thank you for coming. It's always good to talk to you.
We talk to the mayor once a month on the radio with me on WPRO. Same for the governor. Ask the DOT every week. By the way, next week I'm trying to get Mr. Potato Head since he's been in the news a lot. In the meantime, that's 10 News Conference, your #1 and longest running political show in Southern New England. A reminder, you can watch all our interviews on turn10.com. For now, I'm Gene Valicenti. I'll talk to you on the radio weekday mornings from 6 to 9 on WPRO and in Connecticut on WXLM. And then I'm right back here on NBC 10 at 6 weeknights. Have a great rest of your weekend.